You are constructing them at the same time. What method are you using? And you cannot do any project without program, construction program. What are your program? When did you want to start? What do you want to do next?
Is that like a plan?
So these documents are these documents are in the building code.
Okay.
And is saddled to a builder. We call it builder's document. And Lagos State government has started using it, but the enforcement is not so high because those documents you need for every project, you need those documents. So in other words, we are saying that you cannot operate any site successfully without those builder's documents.
So everything is still dependent on the passing or the implementation of the code?
Exactly.
But you feel that we're not serious about the environmental impact assessment?
Yes, I think we are serious to some extent, but the people who are doing the reports, how generous are they? How effective are they? You understand? Like the builder's document I'm saying, that's health and safety report. You know, you need to know the nearest hospital. Most of those things that are very important in the environment has to be in the document, so that when you start, if there is any issue on site, you should be able to know where to go next.
In
the nearest
wrapping
police
up,
station.
Sorry to butt in. You talked about training earlier on, especially for the professionals. Are there, training processes in place for these professionals to equip them and help them to know what to do, especially when it comes to construction? Yeah,
the training I'm actually talking about in the professionals association, each professional association do a lot of training, yearly training, quarterly training. They're all doing that.
That's ongoing.
Yes, that's happening in every professional, as I've mentioned, the architect, the builders, the structural engineer. But the training I'm talking about is for that particular agency, Lagos State Building Control Agency. It needs serious overhauling. The ministry, the agency needs to know the purpose, the document they hold. They have to sit down and analyze those documents and also know their limitation. That ministry, that agency need to be worked on. They should not be, and government should also take this as a measure that if we want control in Lagos and we don't want this thing to happen again, they need to leave the agency to operate.
I'm wondering if there is a code of ethics for this professional, since the building code itself hasn't been passed.
No, code of ethics is, every profession have their own code of ethics.
Okay.
It's there, and it is one of those things everyone, where you belong, you must know. They know. But I told you, everybody know the code of ethics of his profession. But I told you, even if you know all the code of ethics of other professions, can you operate when your hand are tied? So it becomes difficult. These are the issues. That's why we started with government. These issues, if we are not careful, we will just continue to talk and talk and talk.
It must be dealt with from the top.
Government must make up their mind. Are we willing to allow this regulation to work? Are we ready to allow it to work? We don't want to see more of this again. Let us sit down together. Let us also not put money in front of the agency. Why they will be running after money instead of them doing the control.
Which leads to corruption. All right, that's a fine place to leave it. Thank you so much, Builder Adelaja Adekombi, for joining us on today's episode of Business Breakfast.
Thank you so much.
Have a fine day. All right, we'll take a short break, and still to come. After the 5 trading days of the week, 3 of the 5 Tier 1 Nigeria banks suffered negative market sentiment, with Zenith Bank leading the decline. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now let's update you with activities that happened at the Nigeria Stock Exchange last week, Friday. 5 of Nigeria's most valuable companies ended the month of October with a market valuation of 14.8 trillion naira, up from 14.4 trillion naira recorded in September 2021. These companies are all quoted with their share price stocks worth over 1 trillion naira in market value. This would include the 5 most valuable companies in Nigeria: Nestle, BUA, MTN, Airtel, and Dangote Cement. These companies also make up about 67.5% of the entire market capitalization of the stock exchange, valued at 21.9 trillion naira. The Nigerian Stock Exchange has about 160 actively quoted stocks. To further analyze what went down at the market yesterday is Ambrose Omodion, our in-house stock market analyst. Pleasure having you, Ambrose, this morning.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me.
All right, let's explore yesterday's trading and what to expect today.
Yeah, if you look at what happened on Friday, the last day of previous week, it was a positive momentum for the market. After the market had recorded like 2 straight days of downturn, rebounded on Friday, to slow down the gains for the week under review. But I believe that the market is just trying to beat out after the earnings season, and many fund managers and other institutional investors analyzing this quarter result that will release to the market in the month of October. Once they are done with the analysis, I think the market will also continue with the up gyration. And I believe investors that understand the dynamics of the market should not be panicking because of profit taking. Because profit taking is part and parcel of equity investment anywhere in the world. I was just saw what happened last week, just like profit taking activities, which is normal because the market just lost marginally for the week 0.06. There's a marginal loss, which is almost flat. For me, that should not send panic to the market, but rather change the strategy. Those companies that have released impressive numbers should be looking at, and those that have released a number that will not too impress or not meet your own expectation from the company, time for you to scale down your position there and move to where you are seeing a brighter future in the company, and they're going to grow their earnings at the end of the day. You'll pay you a good dividend. For me, the market quarter to date has been positive despite the slowdown we saw last week. That means investors in the stock market should just look forward to see also a mixed week for this week, because this market this week we expect also this oscillation of up and down, because continuous portfolio shuffling and also moving from one trade to other will continue this week, and that should be a trend every investor should envisage between now and end of the year. Knowing that result has given us insight where we should position for the current financial year that will end in 31st December this year.
Ambrose,
after the end of the year this year, we expect them to pay dividend in the first quarter of 2022 by God's grace. That means every investor in the market should not be panicked by any trend, but rather invest wisely, setting a good target for yourself, have investment goals, and also use achievable target. Don't just say you want to make 100%.
All right, let me come in quickly there. If you can hear me, Ambrose. What are we to expect from the Fugas banks, and what's responsible for the loss? You talked about the market loss yesterday.
No, it is the market loss on last Friday, right?
Yes, rather last week.
For the week, yes, market slowed down with just a marginal drop of 0.06. That is so marginal. And it shows us that there's profit-taking activity. There is no activity that says this is the cost. Investors have made money from almost 7 weeks straight rally. We have to take profit, because I said earlier that profit is part and part of equity investment. When market is going up, you don't continue to continue that uptrend. When people take profit, and for other people to enter at a lower price, and the trend will continue. That's the beauty of stock market anywhere in the world. Market don't continue in the uptrend, market don't continue in the downtrend. It's oscillation in equity market that creates money for investors.
So what do we expect from the Fugas banks?
The result that came from the Fugas, the 5 banks, they are mixed numbers, and also it's giving investors an insight that these banks are healthy and stronger to pay them a good dividend at the end of the year. Among the Fugas banks, the only one left I get to read result is just SBN Holding, which I know before the end of this month we're likely to see their results. But for others like Access Bank, UBA, Zenith Bank, GTB, their numbers are okay, apart from GTB that recorded a decline. But others, especially UBA and the Access Bank, beat market expectation in terms of their performance. That means seeing that numbers from Access and UBA, it tells you that this company, these banks have the fundamental and the muscle to pay you a better dividend at the end of this current financial year. And in Nigeria equity market, the most consistent sector that will pay dividends for almost every year is the banking sector. That means a good investor should have those banking sector in their portfolio, because their dividend is consistent, and the probability of growing their dividend for the financial year set to end is very high.
All right. Thank you, Ambrose. Thank you so much for the update from the stock market. Do have a splendid day. All right, a look at the commodity market and how the Brent is doing at the moment. The black gold regained momentum on Friday with both benchmarks gaining over 2% as bullish bets resumed after the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries and its allies, OPEC Plus, on Thursday said that they would adhere to the previous plan and continue to keep production steady, sequel to the last agreement the group made. Brent crude at the global benchmark declined at 1.94%, making it the second consecutive week of decline. Meanwhile, on Friday, the benchmark gained 2.73% to end the week trading at $82.07 per barrel. U.S. benchmark, the West Texas Intermediate WTI crude futures also ended the week down 2.75%, also its second consecutive decline. On Friday, the pair increased by 3.12% to end the week trading at $81.27 per barrel. As we wrap up, let's update you with how the dollar is performing against the naira. Now, the exchange rate between the naira and the US dollar closed at 415 naira 1 kobo to a dollar at the official investors and exporter window. Naira depreciated against the US dollar to close at 415 naira 1 kobo to a dollar on Thursday, 4th November 2021, representing a 0.07% decline compared to 414 naira 8 kobo per dollar recorded at the close of trading activities last week. On the other hand, the naira remained flat against the US dollar at the parallel market on Thursday to close at 570 naira to a dollar, the same as recorded at the close of trading activities on Wednesday, 3rd November 2021. Nigeria's foreign reserve continued on a decline on Wednesday with a 0.05% drop to close at $41 or $41.7 billion on 3rd November 2021. This represents a $19.03 decline compared to $41.7 billion recorded as of Tuesday, 2nd November 2021. Well, that's it on Business Breakfast this morning. A very big thank you for being a part of the show this morning. My name is Omobolanle Adeshui. See you next time. Bye for now.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Your Royal Highness. Of course, I'm going to do everything as the executive governor of the state. You know, the election was tough, but thank God I won. No problem, yes. No, I will make sure that the hospitals, the roads, the schools, and in fact, everything will be done well in the state. Of course. No, I don't have any distraction. I don't have. All right, Your Highness. Governor. Oh, thank you. Oh, the baby. Oh, can you imagine? How are you? Ever since I came to the State House, you didn't come. Oh,
God, you asked me to come today. That's why I'm...
Oh, lot of this.
Can you ask us for excuse us, please? Who is she?
Listen, this is government house. Yes.
I don't have time.
Your Excellency.
Oh, my Commissioner for Health.
Your Excellency.
My Commissioner for Health.
Your Excellency. I see you, sir.
Yes. Sit down. I hope all those projects that I have asked you to do, the hospitals, you are doing everything I asked you to do.
Sir, forget about the hospital. Sir, we are here to make money.
Do you know what you're saying?
Sir, we need to make money. You know, we have 4 to make money.
I give you 2 minutes. 2 minutes, right?
No problem.
Just can you maintain your
4 years. We can use 2 years, do small things. 2 years.
Hello, my phone is ringing. Where's my phone?
Sorry.
Oh.
I was trying to
Hello?
imagine.
Yes. My mother? What happened?
Another problem. So can you
Yes?
just one?
No. She's sick? No, don't tell me that. No blood in the hospital. No oxygen.
She's gonna be fine.
Don't tell me that.
keep
Ah.
in line. I'll give her the best.
She's dead. My mother is dead.
Oh my God.
You, the commissioner, you see, listen.
Sir.
The things I asked you to do for the state, you have not done for the state. You are coming here to tell me what is wrong. What is wrong with you?
You just go.
What is? You need to get out of here.
Just go.
Don't worry, sir. I'll come back.
Wait. Do you mean we're not going to travel again? Like just
I am saying that my mother is sick and she's dead, and you're telling me what is all this now? I'm confused.
Say your name.
What are you doing
Get
here?
all woke up. Just get your names, okay?
She's about 96.
Oh, that's gospel celebration. We're
Oh
going to
my
have
God.
Papa Galley and a pink all outfit. We're going to have a party. Disgusting. Party, baby. She only cares about herself. Where do you get her from? Let her go. She don't need girls like this. She's just crazy.
You're watching iBrandTV 247.
This
Daddy Big
coronavirus.
Daddy Big Bear.
What again, this woman?
Daddy Big Bear.
What is it
Where are
again?
you going to? It's not to go and find though. I want to make my hair. Not just my hair. You still give me money so that I will make soup.
Hey, wait. Just take a look at yourself.
Anything you like, you tell me, Daddy Big Bear.
For the past 2 months now, they've not paid my salary.
Ha, Daddy Big Bear.
You have been eating my
God
food.
made you the head and not the toe. So you have to work. You have to be useful.
This same lockdown, you requested for an iPhone. In fact, bring the phone, let me go and sell it. I'm tired.
You are merely doing your job.
Oh, I am
Of what
tired.
use will you be if you can't provide me the necessary things I need in life?
Okay, pandemic is outside there. Everybody are managing. It's only you that you don't take Gary. You cannot become. You don't take Eba. You want to kill me?
I can never get to poverty level. Daddy Big Bear, you will give me money to make my hair. All these ones you are talking. You will give me money to make my hair because I don't take nonsense from you.
I hope I'm not.
Your
I'm not
stinginess is
like
too
this.
much. You will die. It's better you die. Let me
Give
go.
me the
I'm your next of
give me the iPhone. I still have the receipt here. I'll go and sell it.
Daddy Big Bear,
Hey,
you will give me money for
and
hair.
you know my weak point, oh. We'll see where I got put
Let
the
that one
phone.
like be your weak point. You will give me money for
They remove
hair.
this thing before we cause another trouble
You are
inside,
shameless,
though.
oh. You are shameless. You are shameless. Your mates are providing for their family. The last time I saw our neighbor, her husband ordered meat online. Your own, you'll be telling me to manage things 3 weeks.
Oh, you will go to market next tomorrow.
If your
now.
ancestors are stingy, must you continue with your lineage?
Hey! This one.
You will give me the money, Daddy Big Bear. If not, I will tear you. So you give me that money. What are you saying?
Hey.
You will give me the money before you go anywhere. Don't try me.
Okay.
You are not ready. No problem.
No problem.
No, wait. Okay. Hello? Is this NCDC? Ah. I'm calling, no. You say, you people told us, stay safe, stay home. And if we know symbols like signs, coughing,
Why are you
sneezing.
calling NCDC then?
Sir. I'm being scared.
Give me that phone.
My husband.
Hey!
Yes, go.
This woman don't kill me finally. Which kind of woman is this?
You know, she was pregnant for me. I don't want to die, please.
Why did you call
It's
NCDC now?
better you go to NCDC so that I'm your next of kin. I'll be controlling your account.
Oh.
Eh?
So that is your plan on this one?
That will be the one you never see
No,
anything.
don't worry. This is my thing. Withdraw as
Is
you
this
like.
one? This is your savings account, Abby?
Any what? Just I don't.
You
I'm
are
tired
still
of
giving
you.
me savings account.
Ah.
Wait. Lagos State government.
Ah.
You said I should call you people. My husband has coronavirus. You had better give me your. You know the card I'm asking for. Give me that card.
If you finish it now,
Hold on.
I will give you.
No,
I will give you.
I'm checking.
I will give you.
You said coffee, sneezing.
Yeah.
So your stinginess that followed you from your generation brought you into this house. You never see anything. Me, I will not call SCDC.
Why did?
If I call SCDC or Lagos State Government, I'll kill myself by myself. I want you to be going to.
I beg, give me my savings too. My savings card.
You die here if you try me.
My savings card.
I will call
my savings card. Oh, my savings card. Oh.
911. Domestic violence. I should not know. Domestic violence is beating me. He's slapping me. And you say social distancing. He's not even observing it all.
What? I cannot come and kill myself. I'm going out. I am leaving you alone.
Domestic violence. Coronavirus. Domestic. Jesus. I'll follow you and stay here. When I was drinking Gary with you, you were not here. You have forgotten, Abby. Hello, Kemi Saloon. I'm coming to your shop, oh. I will sanitize your hand for you. Before you touch my hair, I cannot come and kill myself. I shall must look good. If you see my hair, you will hate me. Later. Hello? Ha. Tola, if you see the way I collected money from my husband. New tactics for you. I will finish his money. You know I told you my husband's generation, they are very stingy. I see the cost there. I should cook soup for 1 month because of coronavirus pandemic. Direct. I will tell you how I did it so that you collect from your husband. And they are afraid of NCDC. Who wants to go and stay where they are not even staying? They are afraid of NCDC. Use NCDC the same way I used my own. Use NCDC. They don't know anything yet. All those men that are being stingy, they want to use NCDC, coronavirus to spoil things. I came to eat. My name is Obiageri. Look at my color, my yellow purple. It's not small thing. My friend, use my method.
See better thing when I bring come for you. Why you dey come out now?
Oh, this kind of wahala be this sef. Wetin e be?
You never hear about banga fresh food palm extract? Na the correct banga be this one for your banga soup.
You don't hear am before? Not be the same banga palm fruit extract when I dey watch inside iBrandTV?
No, you sure say na this one? Which iBrandTV be that one?
Yeah, now I dey here. See, don't be the same logo, the same thing when you did, and I be this one. See am now.
Na true.
Not be the same logo be that one.
Na okay, but they talk am for there say the fees and goods better banga soup.
You don't understand iBrandTV. I say as e dey here, so they don dey tell me how they take dey cook am. All the ingredients when dey, the nutrients when dey, all of them, e dey for here. iBrandTV they tell me everything when I want here.
Oh, na true.
I dey tell you.
I know say iBrandTV no fit tell you say they fit use and cook rice.
Even being self, they say they fit take and cook am. Owo soup when Yoruba people dey shop, they take and cook am too. Even all those Yoruba soup them, they use and cook am too. And you see am, they show you everything when they inside the food. They show me self. Even how they take the cook am self, they don't show me for here. True. But you don't understand. See, iBrandTV, it too correct o.
It show you say no color, no preservative.
Everything dey for here, my brother. See am make you read am. You go read, you go tire. See, iBrandTV go tell you news. E go show you music. E go show you movie too. E go even show you business. E go show you money talk.
You talk say money
talk. Say
money talk.
Money talk dey there. At least you go take and know how to make some kind money.
I fit make money for there.
Even as you take use this one make money too, e go show you too.
No.
Go iBrandTV now make you see.
You mean say I fit carry hustle join this hustle from iBrandTV?
You dey waste time. I don dey
make I check.
You're watching iBrandTV 247.
This
Daddy
coronavirus.
Daddy Big Bear.
What again, this woman?
Daddy Big Bear.
What is it again?
Where are you going to? It's not to go and find though. I want to make my hair. Not just my hair. You still give me money so that I will make soup.
Hey, wait. Just take a look at yourself.
Anything you like, you tell me, Daddy Big Bear.
For the past 2 months now, they've not paid my salary.
Ha, Daddy Big Bear.
You have been eating my
God
food.
made you the head and not the toe. So you have to work. You have to be useful.
This same lockdown, you requested for an iPhone. In fact, bring the phone, let me go and sell it. I'm tired.
You are merely doing your job.
Oh,
Of what use will you be if you can't provide me the necessary things I need in life?
Okay, pandemic is outside there. Everybody are managing. It's only you that you don't take Gary. You cannot because you don't take Eba. You want to kill me?
I can never get to poverty level. Daddy Big Bear, you will give me money to make my hair. All these ones you are talking. You will give me money to make my hair because I don't take nonsense from you.
I hope I will not.
Your stinginess is too much. You will die. It's better you die. Let me
give me the iPhone. I still have the receipt here. I'll go and sell it.
Daddy Big Bear.
Hey.
You will give me money for
And you know my weak point too. We'll see where I go and put the phone.
That be your weak point. You will give me money for
They remove this thing before we cause another trouble inside though.
You are shameless. You are shameless. Your mates are providing for their family. The last time I saw our neighbor, her husband ordered meat online. Your own, you'll be telling me to manage things 3 weeks.
Oh, you will go to market next tomorrow.
If your ancestors are stingy, must you continue with your lineage?
Hey! This one.
You will give me the money, Daddy Big Bear. If not, I will tear you. So you give me that money. What are you saying?
Hey.
You will give me the money before you go anywhere. Don't try me.
Okay.
You are not ready. No problem.
No problem.
No, wait. Okay. Hello? Is this NCDC? I'm calling, no. You say, you people told us, stay safe, stay home. And if we know symbols like signs, coughing,
why are you calling NCDC?
Sir. I'm being scared.
Give me that phone.
My husband has coming down by me.
Hey! This woman don't kill me finally. Which kind of woman is this?
You should not spread the virus. I don't want to die, please.
Why did you call NCDC?
It's better you go to NCDC so that I'm your next of kin. I'll be controlling your account.
Oh. So that is your plan on this one?
That will be the one you never
No, don't worry. This is my ATM. Withdraw as
is this one? This is your savings account, Abi?
I'm tired of you.
Me savings account. Lagos State government. You said I should call you people. My husband has coronavirus. You had better give me you know the card I'm asking for. Give me that card.
If you finish it now,
I
will give you. I will give you.
I'm checking.
I will give you.
You said coffee, sneeze.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will not die like this. Hey!
So your stinginess that followed you from your generation brought you into this house. You never see anything. Me, I will not call SCDC.
Why did?
If I call SCDC or Lagos State government, I'll kill myself by myself. I want you to be going to.
I beg, give me my savings too. My savings card.
You die here if you try me.
My savings card.
I will call
my savings card. Oh, my savings card. Oh.
911. Domestic violence.
iBrandTV. Business first.
Powerful looks command respect, they say.
Hello, this is News Now, reaching you live from iBrand News Studios here in Lagos. Coming up, inconclusive governorship poll in Anambra State. Motorists in Kano State experience fuel scarcity as long queues resurface at filling stations. Central Bank of Nigeria says volume of counterfeit currency in circulation declined by 20.80%. And United States lifts travel restrictions placed on 33 countries for the past 2 years. Hello again, and thanks very much for joining us. I'm Michael Nath. The Coalition of United Political Parties has blamed the Independent National Electoral Commission for the inconclusive governorship poll in Anambra State. CUPP, in a statement by its spokesperson, Barrister Chukwudi Ezobika, alleged that the electoral umpire failed in its duties to conduct a hitch-free governorship election in Anambra State. The statement, which questioned INEC's preparations for the 2023 general elections, said it has become imperative to ask such questions if the electoral body has so many challenges in conducting the Anambra governorship election, which is an off-season and single poll. He argued that the failure of the BVAS machines in many polling units has exposed the incompetences of INEC and its workers. The Independent National Electoral Commission had in the early hours of Monday declared the November 6th governorship election in Anambra State inconclusive. The returning officer for the gubernatorial election, Professor Florence Obi, made the announcement at the INEC head office in Oka, Anambra State capital, stating that there was no election in Ihiala, local government area of the state. Motorists in Kano State are experiencing fuel scarcity as long queues have resurfaced at filling stations in the state. According to reports, the majority of the filling stations visited within the metropolitan area were under lock and key. Now, the investigation further revealed the only filling station were selling at the control price of 165 naira per litre. The situation was, however, characterized by long queues and filling stations selling only 1 or 2 pumps to customers in spite of the long queues. The situation outside Kano metropolitan area is not different, as majority of the stations outside Kano city remained closed, while a few ones operating were selling at above government-approved price. A lot of motorists were left with no option than to purchase fuel from black marketers at higher prices, ranging from 1,000 naira to 1,500 naira per 4 liters gallon, depending on the location. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, NNPC, says Nigerians should not panic over fuel scarcity, as there are over 1.7 billion of it. Now, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited has asked Nigerians not to panic over fuel scarcity, as there are over 1.7 billion liters of petrol in stock. In a statement signed by the NNPC spokesman Garba Dean Mohammed, the national oil company said it was unnecessary to entertain any fear of scarcity of petrol throughout this festive season and beyond. According to the statement, the NNPC has over 1.7 billion litres of petrol in stock and more products expected to arrive into the country daily over the coming weeks or months. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, is set to hold the third Capital Market Committee CMC meeting in 2021 from Thursday, November 11th to Friday, 12th, 2021. The meeting is scheduled to be held virtually through Zoom, with key stakeholders in the capital market meeting on November the 11th, while the usual interface with press on the outcome of the CMC meeting will take place on Friday, November the 12th. During the meeting, issues bordering on implementation of the 10-year capital market master plan, implementation of the fintech roadmap, the commodities trading ecosystem roadmap, as well as other salient matters relating to the capital market and the economy would be discussed. The CMC was primarily established to serve as a medium for exchange of ideas among market stakeholders, as well as a venue for providing feedback to the SEC on how to continuously address challenges, improve market operations, and enhance the regulatory framework. President Nasri Idris of the National Union of Teachers, or NUT, says the federal government's proposed a new salary structure would help teachers perform better. He also called for the creation of a body that will settle teachers' payment of salaries. Now, Idris said Nigerian teachers had been demoralized due to poor service, and many others quit the profession out of frustration. He condemned the poor treatment the country's primary school teachers received. According to Idris, some states pay secondary school teachers their salaries on minimum wage, but not in primary schools. NUT, however, advocates and supports the removal of teachers from the local governments and the creation of a body akin to the Universal Basic Education Board or National Primary Education Commission during the military era. Armed bandits have reportedly killed 6 persons and abducted many others during an attack in Regia village in Guzau local government area of Zamfara state. According to an eyewitness, the bandits went from house to house collecting food items and other things they needed. A resident, Mustafa Ibrahim, narrated on phone that the bandits stormed the community late Sunday afternoon. According to him, the bandits also went from house to house collecting food items and other things they needed. He added that during the house-to-house search, the bandits also took several other people with them. Another source with a spoke to BBC Hausa also confirmed the attack. He said those who died would be buried on Monday, while those injured are in hospital. Now, Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has been named as the winner of the 2020 Zik Prize for Good Governance. Sanwo-Olu shared the prize with Abdullahi Sule, Governor of Nasarawa State. The Lagos State Governor was honored with the award in recognition of his strong commitment to transforming Lagos into a mega city using the developmental agenda while quietly bringing back Lagos State as the center of excellence. The Public Policy Research and Analysis Center has sometime in September 2021 at a press conference in Lagos formally announced the winners of the year 2020 Zik Prize in Leadership Awards in different categories. Sanwo-Olu on Monday, November the 8th, 2021, took to his Instagram page to share the news and photos from the event. Oyo State and French governments have held talks on ways of leveraging existing bilateral relationships to boost the economy of the state. Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State, while receiving the French ambassador Emmanuel Blatman and her team on a courtesy visit to him, the Executive Council chambers of the Governor's office in Ibadan, equally expressed his determination to make the state the first investment destination in Nigeria.
involved in Oyo State through actions and programs by the French Agency for Development, and also the French Treasury will be having for the first time in Nigeria and the first time in the health sector a big partnership with Oyo State in order to help on the health aspects and the health facilities. And so what do I expect for the future? And after this very warm welcome I have received here from His Excellency Governor of Oyo State and all his team and the distinguished guests that were here today, well, is to enhance all our relations in every sector, not only with exchanges for youth, academic, new projects, but also in the fields of economy, trade, and development.
That we don't have challenges with medical tourism in Nigeria, to the extent that a few weeks ago, the governor of the central bank also cried out and said Nigeria's foreign reserves have been depleted because of medical tourism. With this facility from the French government, we believe that Oyo State will definitely be able to bridge the gap nationally as far as medical tourism is concerned. They will be coming to Oyo State once they have confidence in the facilities and also
as part of efforts to discover sport talents and expand the state economy through sporting activities, the Oyo State government has partnered a Sport Development Foundation, Advocate for Grassroots Sports Foundation, to explore and showcase the state's sports potential to the outside world. The State Commissioner for Youth and Sport, Sheun Fako Rede, made this known during a press conference held in his office.
Man City was showing us what they've got. They're showing us the number of fans they have in Nigeria, the number of engagement they have every weekend in Nigeria. So when it was our time through ASC to show them, we were just speculating, but it didn't happen. So from then onwards, I decided that if that's the only thing I do before I leave this world, we must make sure that we collate data. And Madam said it is for fans. It goes beyond fans now. If you remember when we have a little meeting with Honorable Commissioner said, no, you must not stop there. You must have for coaches, you must have for parents. But you know what this database will do for us? Let's say, for instance, 2022 Qatar that is coming up. You went to the embassy to apply for your visa. You are from Oyo State. They don't know you. They'll be wondering, who is this person again? Okay, yeah. But you know what? They will come to our portal and search your name. And they will see your name. That is almost automatic visa for you. Because you're registered with a state-sanctioned portal. Your name is on a database.
Because today, there is no way you want to talk anywhere in the world that the English the world understands, the lexicon the world understands today is data. Data is king. I mean, you can't come and just tell me that, okay, we want you to sponsor our community. We want you to do this for our community in sports. I mean, I want to hear figures. That, okay, in our community, I'm from the Barapa Central Local Government, for example now. So if I want to talk data, if I want to tell people about that community, I should be able to say that in my community, I have so number of athletes, I have so number of footballers, I have so number of tennis players, I have so number of Scrabble or chess players.
We'll go on a commercial break at this juncture. We'll return shortly with more here on the show. Let's stay with us.
The perfect body, the perfect grooming, and ultimately the perfect skin. Looks, style, and grooming makes the ultimate man. I've found a ridiculously easy way to make my skin always feel epic. name is Neo. I found Blemivib, and now my skin finally makes sense.
Welcome back. Africa News now. Candidates for Libya's presidential and legislative elections slated for December the 24th can start registering from Monday, the Electoral Commission there said. The head of the commission, Imad Al-Sayeh, told reporters that it is the real start of the electoral process aimed at turning the page on a decade of violence in the north of African country. He added that the candidates' registration for the presidential election will be open from November the 8th to the 22nd of November and from November the 8th to December the 7th for the legislative polls. All-rich Libya has been ripped apart by violence since 2011, overthrow and killing of veteran leader Muammar Gaddafi in a NATO-backed uprising. The polls are part of UN-backed peace efforts that have helped create a year of relative calm in war-racked Libya following a ceasefire there. Now, rebels fighting the Ethiopian government have rejected reports that the population of the capital, Addis Ababa, would be hostile to their presence. The Tigray People's Liberation Front, TPLF, have made advances in recent weeks and are now 400 kilometers away from the capital. The rebels' spokesman denied that entering the city would cause a bloodbath. The TPLF is locked in a year-long battle with the government headed by Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. Another rebel group, OLA, has also joined them in the fight against the government. The objective is to overthrow the Prime Minister there. Foreign news now. Travelers excited at the prospect of seeing family and friends for the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic began took off for the United States on Monday as it lifted travel restrictions slapped on much of the world for the best part of 2 years. The travel ban, first imposed in early 2020, had barred access to non-US citizens traveling from 33 countries, including China, India, and much of Europe, and had also restricted overland entry from Mexico and Canada. The United States lagged many other countries in lifting the caps, made possible by the rollout of vaccines despite rising infections in many countries and critical to reviving tourism around the globe. Months of the pent-up demand triggered a major spike in bookings on Monday, with travelers only required to show official proof of vaccination and a recent negative viral test. Australia began administering boosted shots of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine on Monday as millions of people in its largest city, Sydney, woke up to more freedom amidst an accelerating immunization drive. Australia's vaccination rate has picked up pace since July after widely missing its initial targets when its southeast was hit by a third wave of infections triggered by the highly infectious Delta variant, forcing months-long lockdowns. Sydney and Melbourne, its largest cities and worst hit by the Delta wave, have been racing through their inoculations before gradually relaxing restrictions. Life returned close to normal on Monday in New South Wales, home to Sydney, as the state nears its 90% dual dose vaccinations in people above 16. There are now no limits on the number of fully vaccinated guests at homes, while restaurants and other entertainment venues can allow more patrons.
Hello, welcome to Business News. I am Frank Omalape. Now, the incessant building collapse is a function of lack of proper implementation of policy and not a result of lack of policy. This is according to a fellow member of Nigeria Institute of Building, Adelaja Adekombi. According to Adekombi, the Lagos Building Control Agency requires total overhauling, having failed in its oversight functions and responsibility. Adekombi was speaking on Business Breakfast earlier in the day.
But the training I'm talking about is for that particular agency, Lagos State Building Control Agency. It needs serious overhauling. The ministry, the agency needs to know the purpose, the document they hold. They have to sit down and analyze those documents and also know their limitation. That ministry, that agency need to be worked on. They should not be. And government should also take this as a measure that if we want control in Lagos and we don't want this thing to happen again, they need to leave the agency to operate. If we are not careful, we just continue to talk and talk and talk.
It must be dealt with from the top.
Government must make up their mind. Are we willing to allow this regulation to work? Are we ready to allow it to work? We don't want to see more of this again. Let us sit down together. Let us also not put money in front of the agency. Why they will be running after money instead of them doing the control.
And away from there now, the Central Bank of Nigeria has disclosed that the volume of counterfeit currency in circulation declined from 84,934 pieces in 2019 to 67,000 pieces of fake notes in 2020, indicating a 20.80% decrease. This was revealed in the Currency Operations 2020 annual report released by the Apex Bank. The report suggests that the higher denomination notes like the 1,000 naira and 500 naira form the bulk of the counterfeited banknotes, putting them at 69.9% and 30.79% respectively of the total counterfeited note. Meanwhile, the CBN also noted that it is partnering with the various security agencies to sustain effort aimed at limiting incidents of counterfeiting and maintaining the integrity of the banknotes in circulation. And in the meantime, Nigeria's credit to the private sector skyrocketed to an all-time high of 33.8 trillion naira as of September 2021. This is according to data from the central bank's money and credit statistics. The country's private sector witnessed an increase in borrowing in recent years due to a combination of central bank monetary policies, innovation in technology and credit profiling, as well as a rise in fintech companies participating in the lending space. In 2021, the private sector recorded a net increase of 3.69 trillion naira in net borrowings. Over the last 5 years, credit to the private sector has risen by over 100%, growing from 18.7 trillion naira in December 2015 and nearly doubling to 32.6 trillion naira in 2021. And now the Central Bank of Nigeria has fixed 5 billion naira as the maximum loan amount that a participant can gain access to in a newly introduced initiative called the 100 for 100 PPP Policy on Production and Productivity Policy. The CBN stated these in its guidelines for the implementation of the initiative, which was released the weekend. The Apex Bank further said that the initiative will select 100 private sector companies with projects that have the potential to enhance local production and productivity and also improve the generating capacity of the Nigerian economy. Nigerian importers and exporters have decried the 9 million naira GT per truck imposed by Benin Republic Customs on transit goods passing through the country's corridor. According to the report, the situation forced some shippers to pay more to reroute the goods via Togo port to Nigeria following the government to Republic of Benin decision to stop all Nigeria-bound trucks laden with transit goods coming from Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, and Togo. However, shippers described the situation to be a revenge measure over Nigeria's closure of its borders in 2019, which lasted for more than 1 year. According to the chairman of the Association of Nigeria Licensed Customs Agents, Semi-Border Chapter, Bishiriyu Fano, some people have to ship from Togo port because of the Beninese customs are demanding be close to that amount to ransom, while importers are going through Togo or Ghana instead of crossing through a Lakoji border because of that demand. And on the African scene now, the Kenya Revenue Authority KRA is once again under pressure from Nairobi MCAs to disclose details of the revenue collected in the county in the past 19 months. Deputy Minority Whip Moses Ogeto wants the taxman compelled by the country assembly to make public a total monthly revenue collection, including bank statement for the period commencing March 2020. In the financial year ended June 30, 2020, City Hall realized about 8.52 billion shillings owned SOX revenue, representing a drop of more than 1.5 billion shillings from the 10.17 billion shillings in the last 1 year. The Kenya Revenue Authority was in March 2020 appointed as the principal revenue collector agent for the county government in line with the deed of transfer the previous month. Some Nairobi MCAs in June this year faulted the taxman for failing to expand the city county's revenue since taking over as the principal revenue collector. And while in the last financial year ended June 30, 2021, the collection improved to 9.94 billion shillings. And on the international scene now, oil prices rose on Monday on the back of positive signs for global economic growth, supporting energy demand, while Saudi Arabia's state-owned producer Aramco raised the official selling price for its crude. Brent crude was up by 84 cents or about 1% at $83.58 a barrel after dropping nearly 2% last week. U.S. oil gained 95 cents or about 1.2% to $82.22 a barrel, having declined almost 3% through Friday. President Joe Biden on Saturday welcomed congressional passage of a long-delayed $1 trillion infrastructure bill which may boost growth and demand for fuels. China's export growth slowed in October but beat forecast, buoyed by rising global demand ahead of winter holiday seasons and improvement in coronavirus hit supply chains. Well, that's all on Business News at this hour. Many thanks for watching. I am Franco Malapez. Back to you now.
Thanks very much, Frank. And it's a wrap on News Now. Thanks very much for being part of it all. Michael Nath here.
Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, professional dry cleaners, best in dry cleaning and laundry services that meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah. For clean wash and quick delivery, yeah. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Clean wash, quick delivery.
True unripe plantain flour is 100% natural flour gotten from the processing of unripe plantain.
It contains no addictive and has a net content of 500 grams. True unripe plantain flour contains vitamin A, B6 and C. It is gluten-free and rich in calcium. Consuming True unripe plantain flour helps to build and strengthen stronger bones and can be a great meal for diabetic patients. It decreases your chances of constipation as it has a high fiber content and provides you with a low-fat diet. Here are some steps to prepare your True unripe plantain flour. Firstly, mix True unripe plantain flour with hot water in a pot and gradually add water till you achieve desired thickness. Place over medium heat and turn very well for 4 to 5 minutes to get the right texture. Mold into a ball and place in a bowl and allow to cool. Serve with your choice of soup. True unripe plantain flour can be eaten with any variety of soup, be it your ofe oha, ofe onugbu, begiri, ewedu, or your miyan kuka. To get your True unripe plantain flour, contact us at 12 Olowera Isheri Road by First Welder bus stop off Omole Phase 2, Olowera, Lagos, Nigeria, or call 070-6663-8213 or 081-6397-4447. Distributors are needed nationwide.
Most people
Welcome to another edition of The Arena right here on iBrandTV, coming to you live from our studios in Lagos, Nigeria. Just when the crisis that has engulfed the leadership of the Nigerian Basketball Federation for some time looked like being put to rest with the elective Congress, the crisis got flamed up by the controversial decision of the Ministry of Youth and Sports to suspend the elections. The statement of the ministry reads, and I quote, "Having reviewed the crisis around the Nigerian Basketball Federation and in consideration of the several attempts by the supervising ministry to resolve the lingering crisis and fractionalization in the basketball family, the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development hereby directs an indefinite suspension of the Nigerian Basketball Federation's elective Congress scheduled for 30th October 2021 in Benin City. All concerned stakeholders are expected to take note." The statement further reads that the decision is necessary to avert further deterioration of the leadership crisis and towards finding a workable solution to the current disagreements within the Federation. The rancor-free development of basketball in Nigeria is of utmost importance, end of quote. Meanwhile, the Electoral Committee set up by the Sports Ministry for the Nigerian Basketball Federation elections has vowed to go on with the polls on the 30th of October, despite the ministry suspending the polls indefinitely. The chairman of the Nigerian Basketball Federation's Electoral Committee, Larry Glover, in a statement on Wednesday said, and I quote, that the committee was not aware of any change. The statement further reads that the Electoral Committee is unaware of anything that has changed since that time that may justify a volte-face on the holding of elections. The Electoral Committee was set up by a duly constituted Congress of the Nigerian Basketball Federation, and it is responsible to that Congress whose authority is supreme, end of quote. I sat with Emmanuel Okolo, the basketball coach of the University of Lagos, to discuss the lingering leadership crisis of the Nigerian Basketball Federation, the challenges facing the sport, and lots more.
We have a major event that's going to come up right now, and that's the NOV Games, which University of Lagos is going to host come March 2022 at the sport complex here, University of Lagos. I'm using that venue also to invite everybody to just come and be part of it. Yes, we have a bright chance of performing very well in the NOV Games because Lagos State is actually, let me use that word, because that's where University of Lagos is situated. It's actually the home of basketball, and we have a lot of kids that are also getting an education and also playing basketball, because that is the sole aim of the university. You know, there's an interaction between the university and the community. So we'll encourage all the youth to get an education and also follow their passion.
Like every other sporting sector, basketball has its fair share of challenges, and this was highlighted by Coach Emmanuel.
Well, there's a lot of challenges, and if you want to carry on basketball as a career, because one, our educational system from the primary school is not really concrete, because the kids are supposed to have started being introduced to basketball from actually the nursery section down to the primary, and then they move to the secondary school before they now transit into the university. But that's not always obtained in Nigeria here. There's only some few kids that have that opportunity. And also, we have some individuals that are trying to help the kids to follow their passion, because they introduce things like basketball clinics and then other things. You see, the kids actually need to get down to a playground, and also there are not lots of coaches that are involved, and it's a tough one in Nigeria anyway. But a few of them have opportunity of going into good programs, and from there they also now are able to achieve their dreams, because that's why we have a lot of them in the NBA, because there are some programs that are started around in some places in the country where they have that opportunity. But what we do, actually, we have a playground where we try as much as possible to pick up any kid that we see that are potential, and we try to work with them. And we have a couple of them that have even traveled in that process. But the system in Nigeria is not as ideal as as obtained in America, because in America they have a different structure. But here, there's only some universities that have something that they call some sport list, where they assist candidates that are athletics in kind in different sports, especially basketball, where they now, they encourage, and they have this benchmark that you have to meet. Then once you have that benchmark, they're going to test you to see whether you really have that potential. And then if you're good, you'll be given admission. So that's what we do. That's the way that the university actually helps to encourage these kids to achieve their dream by coming into school. The basketball kits are expensive, but some actually go to get some fairly used shoes, which are lesser than the new one. And then they have also less quality balls that they can manage for a couple of months, that once they go to the sport shop, they could get them. But very good ones are quite expensive because of the dollar rate. I can't fix the price on it, but I know at one time it was about 25,000 to get a good ball. But I also get wind of there's the sport outfit now in Nigeria called APA, that are trying to get an indigenous fabricated ball that is still affordable from 7,000 upward. Those you can get those ones from those companies, and so most of these kits are expensive. And then we have different academies that run basketball program, and they have various costs, for attending their camps, and their academy, just to develop you. I can't really place the figure on it, but I know some are affordable and some are very expensive. Those kind of programs are laudable, because when the federal body, the national body, let me use that word, is not actually very active because of the crisis. Most of these kids don't have opportunity to express themselves in their chosen sport, but these camps and clinics are handy because it gives them something. And then, though it's for 1 week, mostly what I advise is when these things are done, those organizers should try and put up an indigenous coaches around those venues so that they can continue with these kids. Because if they leave them, the kids would not go past where they left them. And though fortunately, those camps have been giving them balls and shoes that they could use, but we need more.